Right then, and welcome to week 7 preview. That's us halfway through the season. Welcome, Craig.
Good evening, Johnny. How are you?
Well,
Excuse
bit
me.
better than I was at the beginning of the week, but yeah, getting there.
Yeah, you were a bit rough there. Yeah, I think I'm starting to come down with a little bit. Not going to lie, but yeah, halfway through the season, Johnny, that's a bit crazy, isn't it?
It is already. Like, it seems to go so quick.
It always, it always does. And typical of show me the money. There's one team's out of it, and 15 teams are, right in me a shout. There's only a couple of teams at 2 and 5, but even the 2 and 5s aren't out of it yet, So it's all very tight, all very close.
I think there's something like 8 teams between one game. So yeah, it's pretty close. Like, so we'll get the league up. So we'll start with the closest game of the week. If it loads, we've got we've got Doug and Baxter. We trust show me the money against our pre-draft favourites with all the early picks. Graham, hide and seek. So it's 79.18 against 65.14. So I was about to say what went wrong with Graham there, but obviously you got Jaden Daniels out 5.24. Mostert got 3 points with a fumble. Williams 19.6. Shea Flowers 3 points. Jaden Reed's 1 point, which cost me in a few leagues as well. Hunter Henry still doing well for his rookie quarterback, 9.2. Marvin Harrison, a whole bust of 2.10. Cybert's managed to get himself kick him 16 points, which made a bit more respectable. And Ravens got 6 points of defense, which is they're a bit of a funny defense. Obviously, I think it was a lot of late points in that game, but still not great for
6 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for
week.
Graham, it's just one of those weeks really for Graham, innit? And again, he seems to be the team is great, the team is there. They just seem to be falling into these weeks quite a bit at the start of the season, I mean, losing Jaden Daniels in the first quarters, he's Zay Flowers is only did Zay Flowers go out? I think Zay Flowers went out. I don't think he played much of the game, and that was why he got not much, but I don't know. I didn't see any of that game, and I've not looked into that game properly yet. But anyway, you get Harrison getting 2 points, Reed getting 1 point. It's just anomalies. These guys are going to start scoring towards the end of the season, so it's not going to be a panic time. Do you know what I mean? It's just typical, though. He finally pulls the trigger, drops Mahomes, and puts in Daniels, and he gets injured in the first quarter. That's just typical of Graham's season this year. I've got to say.
Well, it has been up there because you left Najee Harris on the bench. He scored 16 points.
He did. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah. He's always leaving players on the bench, but he's going to get cut back this week. He's going to get Komet back this week. And that just gives him more options, So, yeah, just another one of those weeks for Graham. But he's 3-4, and he'll not be thinking, far from anything, but, still make the playoffs. And once you're in there, anything can happen. Great win for Doug. Really, really good win for Doug. Puts him 4-3, puts him in the winning record at the halfway stage, which is always nice. You kind of tag that as 4 wins from playoffs, really, 4 wins from guaranteed. So good start for him. 79 points. It was more than enough this week to beat quite a few teams, I would have thought. So, plenty enough with AJ Brown and Jacob showing up for him. He might have a Cousins problem. Do you think he's got a Cousins problem?
Nah, I don't know. Again, Seattle's a funny one, He threw 2 interceptions, but he just.
I mean, he's one good week, really, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, that was an exceptional week, that one. But yeah, I don't know. Ken, obviously, there's all the drums are beating about what's his name already because he finished the game, did he not?
Penix, yeah.
Penix, and he threw his first catch. Big thing about that, And but, I mean, you got Chase Brown. He only got 5 points, but he'll get more points than that. Neighbours, I'm not sure about Neighbours because with Thomas out as left tackle, that offensive line is just completely gone to fucking pot. And Jones is just running for his life almost, like if you can get away with it. So Ken, it's amazing. One left tackle, and your whole line just goes. It's just fucking crazy, like. And
but come on, Johnny. It's Malik Neighbours. He's special. He'll still get his points. You're just being a pessimistic Giants fan here. That's what you're doing, Mister.
Yeah,
Mister.
Well, yeah, but when you Yeah, but you've got to give him time to throw the fucking ball. That's the problem. You got ham.
They'll find ways to get Neighbours the ball. Neighbours will do just fine. I think. I don't think he's got a problem there. I think he's got a Cousins problem. I don't think he's got a Neighbours problem. He'll be fine. Negative Nelly on the Giants.
Oh, they've got the Steelers defense against the Giants this week. That'll be pretty good as well, though. On Monday Night Football, that's going to be fun to watch. But yeah. On the bunch, it's got Nico Collins and IR. You've got Tua back this week, so you might play Tua.
Yeah, well, he'll get. Is Tua back this week? No, next week, is it not?
Yeah. No, he's back this week, I think. He's back fit to play.
He'll play this week
if he wants, yeah. You know, see Tyreek Hilton back us this week because Tua's back. We're going to be better again. So.
I mean, see, Tua coming back is massive for every single Dolphins. It makes them all playable again for me. You know, most starting HM are always playable anyway, although maybe probably not doing much. But it brings Waddle back into play massively. It brings Hill back into play massively. You know, so it's not just good news for Tua. That it's not just good news for the Dolphins. It's good news for owners of a lot of players. You know.
Yeah. Well, I think the one that was doing well without Tua was Johnny Smith, so he may not do so well when he comes in. He doesn't throw his tight ends very often. He's too busy bombing it down the field.
No, he doesn't. No, so, he likes his wide receivers. But I hope he's all right, and I hope he comes back and he's, ready to go as opposed to being a bit groggy still. That wouldn't be good, because one more hit on him and,
Well, that's
anyway,
it'd
be good to see him. Good to see him back in the game, though. That's for sure. And good. It would be great news for Doug, especially with Cousins being kind of ropey to say the least. And but yeah, I mean he's 4-3 now. Looking good. Looking to move forward. Jacobs is running very well. He's got AJ Brown in there and Neighbours who are going to do very well for him. So yeah, Doug's.
He's got Rico Dowdle as well.
Content at the halfway stage, I would say.
Rico Dowdle gets his touches as well. He's done pretty well for Dallas this year. And I hate to say things nice about Dallas, but he's one of the brighter spots.
He's rubbish, so I think it's pure volume. It's volume wins
he gets the volume, you know what I mean? He'll eventually batter you through and you'll get a couple of goal line touchdowns or you'll get a pass that will screen pass that will go for a touchdown and stuff like that. That's the points. It doesn't matter how good you are on the field. We're all about fantasy points. I'm not really, because obviously Mahomes is one of the best players to play at the moment and he's playing absolute shit. But you can't. Well, you did drop him and it didn't work. You might have to play him again this week if Daniels is out. I'm not sure what's happening with Daniels.
He'll put him back in this week. I would imagine Daniels is going to be sitting. Well, they say he's day to day, but his mum says he's fine, week to week. Good.
Yeah, but I hate the day to day, week to week. You're like, make up your flipping mind. But this is happening.
You need to know.
Well, look at what was it, Pittman, day to day, week to week, head to IR, and then he played last week. Like, what the hell's going on?
Well, no, but what Pittman said was, I'm struggling. It's either I'll be fine to play on Sunday or I'm going in IR. So it's like it's either it's fine or it's a 4-week injury. I think basically what he was saying was if Richardson's coming back, I'm going on IR. That's what I thought he was saying, but he played with Richardson, so maybe not.
Oh, the best one was that Debo says, "Oh yeah, Debo's going to be playing." Then he went off out, and nobody played him, and he got. Was it Debo that went out last minute, and a few people got stuck in their squads?
He had the
or something like that. Yeah,
he's got the sniffles. Yeah, he's got pneumonia. So excuse me. I mean, he should be back this week, you would think, but he was in hospital and stuff. But I left him in. I didn't realise he was out. I left him in the two teams that I've got him in. So both games were over by that point, though. So.
And obviously, the Dallas Kickers and jury duty. So if they're on secondment, he'll not be playing at the weekend.
You're all good for a Sunday, man. He'll not be on secondment. But
that'd be so funny if it was. What do they call it over there when they lock the jury down so nobody gets out? Is it secondment?
I think so. Yeah.
That'd be so fucking funny.
Only proper, but they would have already said that that's what his jury duty was. He'll be there on Sunday.
I know, but it'd be so funny if he wasn't. He's probably the highest point scorer.
Yeah, I just goes to show everyone's going to take their turn.
See, Alan's no here and he's at a karaoke event. Well, we'll go on to the Factory of Sadness against the Kirkwall Raiders. And you're probably glad he's not here to see this one with the Factory of Sadness.
Well, I was going to say it's
116.96
amazing.
against the Kirkwall Raiders 69.24. Oh yeah, and obviously he's managed to put Williams on the reserve thing apparently. So obviously the
I
dogs
wasn't
didn't
sure
really help with minus
on
4 points. So, but no, it was a good win for Sean to go 6-1 with 6 wins in a row. But when did Juju Smith-Schuster go out? Did he go out at the beginning of the game or did he go out during the game? I never watched it.
He went. He did go out. I don't know. I didn't see any of that game either. I mean, he's on IR as well now, isn't he? Juju's went on
I
to
think
IR.
yes, yeah.
But
So
I mean, even with Juju sitting there, he's scoring 116 points as the defending champion. I mean, it's scary. It's absolutely scary, and you've got divisional rivals loading them up to the hilt. You know, it's like,
yeah, that was not suspect at all. That one, like no.
Listen, Grote done fine out the deal. Grote done fine out the deal. That's not the point, no. The point is when you've got a divisional rival who's won the title 4 times in 10 years and is going for the first ever back to back. The last, I don't care if it gives you all 8 of these first freaking picks. You do not load them up to the freaking hill when he's 5-1 after 6 weeks. What are you doing? Anyway,
Well, I'm
it's
sure he's got a master plan, but yeah.
moving on.
Moving
Moving
on, yeah,
on.
but yeah, great win.
I was, and his team's loaded now. He's going. It's going to be hard to stop him. You know, it's we'll see how you know. Obviously, it's all about playoffs for Sean now. There's no way he's not going to get there. So
Oh, definitely.
it's can someone stop him? Can he avoid the injuries? Can he keep his team fit for weeks 15, 16, 17? That's a big thing for Sean now because back to back is very much on.
Well, looking at bright side, if he loses the wide receiver, Grote will give him a wide receiver for a bucket of coal or something like that. Anyways, he'll be all right.
I mean,
He's already to say they've got plenty. But no, it's a scary team, that one.
I
From
can
the last
actually
pick.
see. I mean, the thing is, if he comes down with some injuries, you know, he'll have his heart set on back to back now. You know, so I can see Sean absolutely punting the hilt out of next year to make sure he's in the best possible position to go and do it. You
Well,
know,
he's
but,
still got his 3rd round pick and his 4th round pick because Grote only took the 5th. So he has got a couple of good bargaining chips if he needs them. So.
You know what it's like though, Johnny. You know, it's once you get to the playoffs, anything can happen. You know, the amount of times that the 1st seed gets beat by the 8th seed and stuff like that. That's the thing now. It's all about making his players being fit and in form for that part of the season for Sean now. And Alan 4-3, you know, nothing to worry about. It's you know, Waddle's going to totally get, you know, Tua's coming back. That's brilliant for Waddle. He's lost Williams to suspension, but to be fair, Williams is one of those ones who he's had a couple of good weeks, but he's too quiet too often. You know, he's got Lamb coming back off his bye week. He's got Ferguson coming back off his bye week. I just, you know, Alan just shakes this one off and moves on with his 4-3 record, you know.
Definitely, he's still sitting in 6th seed anyway. Like she's still pretty good. So then probably the highest scoring matchup. Got the Bluetooth Patriots 92.06 against the Varsity Blues 102.96. That was
there you go, chucking it in and scoring 100 points. It's scary, isn't it?
He does that all the time, though. He did that. He kept on getting good results last year after, but he went all in to dump it all of the year before. But yeah, I think
he must have sore toes kicking a can down the road.
Bluetooth Patriots must have gutted losing Godwin and IR because he has been a good point scorer from this year. But
yeah, massive point scorer for him, and that, you know, that kind of happened to Chris last year as well, didn't it? He lost one of his big players. I can't remember who it was, but he lost one of his big players.
Yeah, and he's got himself the new Kansas City
early
wide
doors
receiver.
after going well.
Yeah, so he got 102 points for the fact of Varsity Blues against 92 Bluetooth Patriots. And Grote had a minus 0.2 for the Hopkins, who will obviously do better now. This with Patrick Mahomes. Kermit the Frog, so he'll be all right. So Kobe Myers will be back. Well, Jameer might actually got a couple of touches this week. Wow, there we go.
I'm not going to lie, I've got an offer in for Hopkins. In fact, I don't even see if it's. I think he's probably already rejected. Oh no, he's not. It's still there. But I've got an offer in for Hopkins at the moment, just to see, because
I had an offer in for Addison, but he knocked it back because I don't know what to give up too early in a pick for it. Or
right.
so, yeah.
Well, I've got one in the now for Hopkins, so we'll see what he says to it. But yeah, I mean, he's sitting absolutely fine though. Jamal Williams is looked pretty decent on Thursday night, and the Saints D isn't that bad. It's a decent defense, so I would be very encouraged about Williams if I were sitting there as Grote. Walker as well.
Yeah,
Flying. Even
Mattison's the
Madison's
number
getting
one.
these points. Zamir White's. In fact, he's already dropped Zamir White. But yeah, I mean, I don't think he's in an awful place, and he's 3-4. It's a great win for him this week. To be fair to him, I love my fairness. He did make the trade before this game. He was 2-4 when he made the trade, so he started looking at next season, maybe prematurely, of course, but he was looking at next season at 2-4, not 3-4 after scoring 102 points. But yeah, I still don't think he's dead. Even after making the trade, I don't think he's dead. So we'll see where he wants to go. But Chris, 4-3. It's a tough division. The East this year with Bluetooth, Kirkwall Raiders, and Hide and Zeke all looking really strong. So it's you can add another win to each of them as well. Effectively, with Ross chucking it. So it's
all three of them lost
4-3
this
is not
week as
good.
well. So again, all 4 and 2s lost this week. So nobody lost any ground against each other.
Yeah, it was. I has tightened it all up the scoring this week, but yeah, I mean for Chris, it's nothing to worry about. I wouldn't say he's still 4-3. Laporta's going to do better than that. Losing Godwin's a thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
If GMC comes back, he loses Mason. He'll be hoping Brooks is going to be coming in just as that happens.
yeah. He should. Well,
What's the word on Brooks? Do you know?
I don't know that. Well, he was almost going to make it last week, but they didn't. So I'm not sure. Well, I don't know if they want to put him in now with bloody Bryce Young as a quarterback, but it's just going to get brutal back there again. But I think I think he'll take over from Sanders. I think Hubbard will be the number one, and Brooks will be coming in gradually. But I don't think they'll push him too much. Not after that injury, because they're not going to win
No, I
anything.
wouldn't imagine so.
But give him
But
like 10, 15 touches, 10, 12 touches a game and just see what he does, but don't push him over the top and get him ready for next year. Because they're going to have an
yeah, I
early
mean
pick. They probably got
probably.
a QB. So
But you know what it's like if he's doing good with the touches, then they're going to put him in more and more the fitter he gets, and the better,
but
the
then
more he
they'll
gets
also see
games
how
under his belt. So
they'll see how he feels after each game though, because he might do well in the field, but he might be completely buggered afterwards because it's taking so much out of him. And you're not wanting to
I mean,
ruin him. But he has the future.
it can't.
So
It can't get any. It can't get any. It cannot. Sorry, get any worse than getting absolutely slacked by Mariota. Do you know what I mean? It cannot get worse than that.
I
So
know, because
the only way
they
is up
made him
for the
look good.
Packers now.
That's the thing. Yeah, they
I
made him look
mean,
good.
the
That was the
only way is
scary
up
thing.
for them now.
Yeah.
Maybe Young
What's the
needed
fact?
a couple of
I've got
weeks off,
Hubbard. I think that's so
Have you
he's
got
been the
Hubbard, have you?
perfect teammate. Ken, he's been the perfect teammate. He's no spat his dummy out. He stood there, watched
No?
the team, he cheered the team on. He's the last one off the field, congratulated or speaking to all the team. So he's earned the respect of his teammates for that.
And he's
And
the
he's
number one
not.
pick for a reason. So,
Yeah,
it's
he might just need to get out
you
of there.
never know. You never know. He might come back and be okay. It's all about protecting him, though, Johnny. That line is just so bad that he's getting no protection whatsoever.
No, but
But
yeah, some of his receivers are. I like some of his receivers as well. I like the rookie tight ends. Is it Sanders and Deontay Johnson's a bloody good wide receiver. Thiel's
absolutely,
okay
and
when he comes back if he doesn't drop his Zimmer frame. And I don't actually mind Jonathan Mingo, to be honest. He doesn't do that much, but Kevin, he has a good catch now and again. But he's got some receivers, like you say, he just can't keep him upright.
It's
So,
it's a learning curve. He's just in a bad situation as well. The whole team's an absolute mess, you know. So, but yeah, we'll see how Brooks does when he comes in. Maybe he'll make a difference, and and if he does, then obviously, you know, he makes a difference for Chris as well. And right as he loses Mason, because I mean, when CMC comes back, if CMC comes back and is fit and healthy, coming back, Mason's you can't start him anymore.
no,
CMC plays every down.
He'll be the, what do you call it, garbage time running back when they're like 20, 30 points away, and then he'll get a couple of touches. But
You
yeah,
can't start him for that. Do you know what the thing
no.
is, though? I mean, if the 49ers were to lose this week against Dallas and go 3-5, you could see them sitting, you could see them parking, just saying, "Listen, wait till next year."
Oh,
As
it depends.
Doug
Well,
pointed out, Doug made a very good point to me earlier on today as well. When the Super Bowl next year is at Levi Stadium. You know, so they'll have their eyes on that, and maybe if they go 3-5 and think, do you know what, let's just pack it in. I thought it was
yeah,
a
but they
very
go
good point, and they might very well do that.
they go 3-5, but they might only be 1 or 2 games back in the division, if that. Because obviously the Rams are playing tonight. If they lose, they'll be 2 and whatever. Arizona are they bottom of the division, are they? And Seattle, did they not?
Yeah, they're
They've
on the
lost
same
3 in a
record.
row now. So there's only like 1 game between 1 or 2 games. There's not a lot in it. So 3-5, the potential still be 1 game back if everyone loses this week.
Yeah, I
You know
mean,
what I mean? So
absolutely.
you still
It's a
want your
pretty poor,
division titles. So like say anything can happen in the playoffs.
it's a pretty
So
poor division this year, to be fair. So,
yeah,
but yeah, I mean, if CMC's not quite right, they'll not bring him back. Though they
no,
would be stupid to do so, you know. So he might get
he's
more
labelled
life
to the
out of
playoffs.
Mason yet.
Yeah. Thing
But
is,
yeah,
if they
four and
get to
three,
the playoffs, they
doing
might just
really,
put him in then. So
and
hopefully not.
Bigsby's
But
doing really well now.
yeah, he has been good actually.
So
That
yeah, I
was
mean,
a
no
pretty good
panic
game.
for Chris. He's fine.
Oh god,
And a
92
good one
points
for
would beat
Grote.
him
He
off
brings
the
him back
teams.
in it. Really does bring
It does.
Grote back into the hunt with that one. You know, it's a very good one for him.
So we'll go on to your game now then. We've got the boys are back in town, 48.26 against the Show Me the Packers, 84.70. So obviously with Spears playing and Olavi playing and the Cowboys defense being in a bye week, you had a pretty good chance of winning that one.
Yeah, it was handed to me on a plate. Obviously, Ross has maybe chucked it now. 0-7, and it's you got when that happened, you get 0.6 from Allen and nothing from Dell. It's a bit harsh, and he's not done his team for whatever reason. So he's now
I think he was on
0-7, and
holiday.
got to be looking. Well, he's even at 7-7, probably not in the playoffs. So it looks like it's consolations for Ross this year. Hopefully, we'll get a couple of wins along the way and to find a bit of form. Because there's a little bit of money to be won down there, and there's next year's first pick is the small matter of. So still a lot to play for, but. Obviously, it doesn't matter if he does his team from now to the playoffs now. But he's left and he's got Andrews down there, he's got Warren down there, he's got Nix down there, so he's got Leggett down there. So he's got pieces, For me, it was a decent week. I can't overly complain. Stevenson was a bit of a sore one, but I think Tua coming back for A-Chain is brilliant. Thomas is starting to look really, really tidy. Kraft got his touchdown. Carlson kicked well, and I got the win out of it. But I'm far from comfortable with where I'm sitting. This Taylor injury is starting to annoy me a little bit. Ridley's starting to annoy me a little bit, but I do think the Hopkins move will help
Oh,
him.
definitely. Yeah.
So I love my team at this. After the first couple of weeks, I really love my team. I loved my bench, and now I look at my bench and I think, yeah, I don't like that so much anymore. Doesn't help when Komet and Wilson are stolen off you, but anyway, you get
But
on.
you're not better.
So
No.
not much. But yeah, I'm 4-3 now, Johnny, so I'm comfortable enough with that. going, the division's obviously going to go to Sean, so it's all about just making the playoffs and seeing what happens from there. But I'm really going to need Richardson to start turning it on because I've not really got the backup. I had Charbonnet as well, and I had to drop him 1 week, and he was picked up by Grote. Not that he's going to be doing all that much, but yeah, I really need my three backs to be fit and playing and doing well. So we'll see how we go. I don't think I'm one of the better squads, but I don't think I'm one of the worst either. I think I've got a chance of making the playoffs, and that's what the target is.
Cool. Yeah, yeah, 4 and 3. Like I said, there's a lot of teams between 4 and 3 and 3 and 4, but you have one of the better squads. So we'll go up to the Batman Boobies. So Ray's unbeaten run came to a halt with 53.3 up against Levion and a prayer 71.64. So a 4-game win streak comes to a halt there, but Puka Nakua
I had to, Johnny.
might actually,
I had to at some point.
Yeah, Puka Nakua might play tonight, by the way.
And Michael will be delighted at getting the win with 71 points, So, with Kamara not doing a lot, Dobbins not doing a lot, Hill not doing a lot, getting negative points from Smith, I mean, all
I think
of these
it was not 4 catches per -2 yards as well. It wasn't just 1 catch; it was like 4. I was like, bloody, how can you get 4 catches for -2? Yeah, no, it's not pretty. But Brock Devers, he got 93 yards, but he'll do better. Joe Mixon's back to form. We get better than usually 2 kickers, 2 points off the kicker.
But he's got Pollard on the bench, for goodness sake. It's and he's got Hill obviously got Tua coming back. All of a sudden that makes Hill like a kind of top 5 receiver again, right? Just from getting Tua back, boom, you're a top 5 receiver again. Happy days. Adeze's back from his Adenze's back from bye week. Davis is doing all right. He's got Prescott coming back from bye week as well now. And I mean, May's doing him fine, but Prescott does tend to start scoring points at this point in the season when the kind of their chances are pretty much gone. He'll maybe scrape into that last playoff spot and then get pumped in the playoffs. But so yeah, I expect more out of Prescott for the rest of the season. I do think they've got a slightly easier run now as well after the 49ers this weekend.
Yeah, well, they'll have Giants on the Thanksgiving as well, so I'm looking forward to getting papped on national TV again. But no, the Brock Purdy obviously, Ray did the perfect team. He couldn't do any difference, even with benching with no points, because he's got no. Well, Purdy scored less points than Jordan Love. So
yeah, I mean he's going to get CMC back soon, probably. He's going to get Nakua back. Nakua's window's open now, so he's going to be back.
I think it's a game time decision. He might be playing tonight.
Maybe tonight, yeah. There you go. So he's got DJ Moore and Rashawn Johnson who will score points. He can get Benson can go. He's not even getting on the field. But I mean, he's got Diggs sitting there as well. It's not an awful team for Ray. If he gets his players back, if he gets Nakua back and he gets CMC back, he's 4 and 3. It could be the year of the babies after all,
Well,
but
if you get them back, you'll be expecting a good one. But yeah, you had at least you had a few players out with buys this week and didn't really help. Obviously, DJ Moore. Let's say Rashawn Johnson's you'd be getting a touchdown a game, so he's going to get you 6-7 points a game if he keeps on getting the goal line touches. So there's no way Smith's going to carry on like that. So
he's 4 and 3, missing McCaffrey and his top 2 players his first 2 picks the whole entire season so far, and he's 4 and 3. So he's going to get those 2 players back sooner rather than later. So surely he's going to be kicking on from that. So yeah, it's looking awfully good for Ray, but it's looking awfully good for Michael as well. When is it not? When does it not look good for Michael in the regular season? Like Kamara, Dobbs, Hill, Smith, Bowers. Bowers is just going to be a points machine, and he's only going to get better as the season goes on. How long do you think it's going to be before Ridder's the quarterback?
Oh God, I don't know if you really want to. Ridder is bloody useless, man.
I mean,
I saw you picked him up somewhere as well, but it's just.
I did. I absolutely did, because I do think he's going to end up being the quarterback there, and I do think that I think they had a rough deal in Atlanta. It was Atlanta he was in, wasn't it? But I do think he had a rough deal there. So
I drafted him in a few places a rookie,
Yes. Yeah, so did I.
But
So I absolutely
yeah,
drafted him as a rookie as well because I knew that he was going to be when he was going to be starting. But I mean, I think he's better than what he showed in Atlanta, and I think I, I think he'll make a difference for Bowers if he gets in. I mean, Minshew's fine as well. Minshew coming in's fine as well. Bowers is going to be a points machine, and he's only going to get better as the season goes on. Mixon's back to form, as you said. So yeah, things are looking very good for Michael again. It's just the big question is how he blows it in the playoffs.
that's something to look forward to, then, Michael. So we'll go on to the Cope and Badley Jets, 152.34 against the scheme team, 112.14. The second highest scoring team of the week. So it was a nice win for Allen. And that's with no Debo Samuel. He got caught out with Debo, not playing. But he still managed to score
Yeah,
112 points. So in the final
Lamar
season, he's rattling
Jackson's
through
got
it.
to do that.
Oh, bloody right, I will. It was and obviously Bateman 121 yards plus a touchdown. 15 points for the Bengals defense, 12 points for the gay kicker. And James Conner got
Talking about
101 yards rushing. So
we will be talking about Bateman at length on Saturday night, so let's just skip that one for now, please.
well, we'll have to talk about that one in a different because I have no idea what you're talking about because I was not catching up with 40 odd messages and when I turned my bloody phone on after work. But
Yeah, well, yes, it's.
I'm not sure who
Let's
Blue
just
is going
say,
to be.
that it cost me a game. But anyway, it's a great win for Allen and 112 points. That's him 3-4 now, so right back in the hunt. As you say, Connor running them to death. It's scoring very well every week. Eckler is doing fine. He got 2 points this week, but it was an absolute blowout. So it didn't. And these blowout games are just terrible for fantasy scoring for the top players. It's always the absolute nobodies are getting the points in the end. So it's tough. That one was a tough one.
I did wonder if it was you,
Right.
Michael, because that was Michael. Michael is Blue or YVR.
All right.
Of
So,
course. Well, how we didn't know that, I've no idea. But yes, nice to see you watching us here, Michael.
it's going to happen again. It's not going to happen. The law of averages dictates, Michael, that your year will come. But and again, the team is strong enough. It's just a case of can it play off against Sean's is going to be the big thing for me. But
Yeah,
yeah, good win for Allen. And he's got Williams coming back off bye week as well, but you're not putting him in against Jackson, so that's a pickle. If I'm someone that's sitting at 4-3 and not really happy with my quarterback, I might be going, oh no, no. But for Mark, 2-5 now, and 52 points, not a good week. Wilson's a bit of a problem, I would say. Devontae's going to be taking points off him. Worthy doesn't seem to be doing. You would have thought that Worthy would have kicked on by now, wouldn't you?
but Mahomes isn't really throwing it down the field much. I wonder if when they've got Hopkins playing and defenders are watching for Hopkins, that they might open up more space for Worthy just to
Yeah,
bomb it
maybe.
down the field. But because at the moment you've just got Worthy, Kelsey now and again. Who else have they got?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
if Kelsey's not even doing it either, is he? And he's
no.
got Kelsey there as well. But I mean, he's very heavy on the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are 6-0. So you would think he would be going great guns, but obviously they're they're 6-0
The
because of their defense, and it's yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
he's got
yeah,
Bijan
Michael.
there.
Yeah.
One of the kids picked the name.
Of course he did.
But
Yeah.
that's a bit harsh.
That would be
But yeah, I
Bluey
mean,
by any chance, would it? Yeah.
and I see Mark's got Pearsall sitting there on his bench, so he'll be delighted with the Ayuk injury and him coming back. He'll be hoping
And
that he gets the
McMillan.
production out of him. McMillan as well. So I mean, he's 2-5, but there is a way back. There's absolutely a way back for Mark if these guys can just start. If Worthy and Kelsey can pick up a little bit, Wilson still gets his touches from Rodgers, and Pearsall and McMillan do come in and do what the players who they're replacing have been doing. So
So the big
yeah,
question is though, do you drop Kelsey for K Dotton? K Dotton's
I
actually
mean,
outscoring him this year, especially with Evans out and Godwin out.
I mean, you very much can. Of course, you can because, as you say, Otten's a guy who Mayfield's got kind of a relationship with a lot more than McMillan, a lot more than the guys that are going to be coming in. He's thrown to him a lot. He's been thrown to him for 2 years now. Yeah, I mean, I think you could play Otten over Kelsey. I think you would do it game, kind of depending on what the game is type thing. But I mean, Kelsey's just not doing it. And Mahomes isn't doing it, so Kelsey's not doing it. But I mean, you've got to think that as the season goes on, Kelsey's going to get on it. But at what point will Mark give him to Doug for a pile of poo? That's what I want to know.
For a 12th round pick. Yeah.
I'm sure it's on the way, but yeah, I mean, I don't think Mark's dead, far from it. As I say, he does have some good pieces there, and the injuries are helping him, not hindering him with McMillan and Pearsall there. So
And Otten, yeah. So his bench has been helped with injuries. He's losing. I don't like Fields got dropped. I know he's not been the best passer, but he's been a good fantasy player, and he got him before and 2.
I know
I mean,
it
it's
sucks.
just,
I've got him in Dynasty 19 as well, and it properly sucks because you got a point per carry in that one, and I'm 6-0 because of him, and now I'm going to be struggling. But anyway, he's yeah. At the end of the day, it was Wilson's job, and he was injured. So I get what Tompkins saying, but it's a bit harsh on. It's very harsh on Fields, and I hope that when he does get his next chance, and he will, because Wilson will blow it at some point or another, and he'll get his chance. I hope that it doesn't play on him. I hope it doesn't hit his confidence.
yeah. So we'll go on to the. Oh, here we go. The Farts Flying Eagles, 115 points, the highest scorer of the week, up against the Eskimo Brothers, 86.82, which would have beaten about 10 teams or maybe half the league. So obviously a nice one for Graham to go 5-2, drop Sean to 2-5, but obviously 86 points is not to be sniffed at. It's a bloody good score. And he was let down with Travis Etienne not playing at 2:30 on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yeah,
didn't really
probably
have a
get caught
backup,
out
to be
thinking it was
honest.
6 o'clock.
But then he lost Evans, which doesn't really help. McConkey went out, I think. McCain got injured as well. But yeah, it's just. Oh, he's got Hubbard. I've got Hubbard in the Ortable. So there you go. So he's got Hubbard. He got 11 points for Hubbard with 52 yards and a rushing touchdown. But then look at Farks. He's got Kyler Murray, 22 points. Barkley, 24.7 points. James Cook, 9 points for a rushing touchdown. McLaurin getting 98 yards, 9.8 points. Got Ayuk's now an IR, so that's 2.5 points, 2.3, not much. Kyle Pitts got 6.5. Kareem Hunt, obviously 2 rushing touchdowns for 20 points. Tyler Bass, 10 points. The Colts defense for 10 points. But he's got Nick Chubb in reserve, so he'll come back. He's got Rashad White, he's got 23 points on the bench. He's got Amari Cooper, so I'd imagine Amari Cooper will be coming in for Ayuk. I'm not sure
100%.
how much Chubb will be getting though. Because he's got
Chubb,
Barkley, but he's got Barkley, Cook, and Hunt as well.
yeah,
He's got some running backs. Bloody hell.
Yeah, I wouldn't be playing Chubb with that haul by. I mean, Graham could trade one of them and still be exceedingly competitive and get a chunk for next year as well. By the way, that's I might go knock on his door actually, but yeah, I mean that's a hell of a. It's a hell of a squad Graham's got there as well, So I mean, that is looking, Graham, Michael, Sean, and I'm still putting Graham P in that list as well with the squad. Those 4 squads are absolutely loaded, and you at this stage you would say the winner's going to come from one of those 4, but as you know, the playoff at any given Sunday and all that, but on paper, I would say the winner's
the
coming
4
from those
strongest
4.
teams. Yeah.
And it's even losing Ayuk. It's he's lost Ayuk, and it's not really going to hurt him that much, as you say. He's got Cooper to come in. Even Pierce will get his points. Watson will get his points. And he only ever needs to play 2 wide receivers because his flex spot's always going to be a running back with those running backs that he's got.
So you're right. So he's going to have a
So
hard choice with
yeah,
keepers for next year.
it's looking very, very, very good for Graham. And as for Sean, it's a sort of he's down to 2-5 again, which is a bit harsh, because his teams hasn't been that awful. But Travis Etienne, you're worried about how good Bigsby's been. I mean, it's going to be his job. You don't, he'll be back in. He'll be the number one again for sure. But he's lost Evans for how long is a big question. He's got Pickens there, I guess, to come in to cover for that. But yeah, I mean, at 2-5, it's a long way back, but it's very, very doable. There is a way back, just like with Mark. He's
Well, there's
got the
only
piece. He's got some pieces there. He just needs them to start performing a wee bit better.
they're only 2 games back from the playoff spots, so
Exactly,
it's not a lot.
nothing.
Especially when you've got
But
3,
there are
4,
only
and 2s
7
all
to
playing.
go.
Yeah, but there's 3, 4, and 2s all playing against each other in the final group stages. So
Oh, is there?
yes, obviously,
Yeah.
one division's got 3, 4, and 3s, and they'll all be playing each other in the last 3 weeks of the season. So if they can hang on, then
you got to hang on.
easily make up
He's got to
games there.
find a win. I would say winning this week's crucial. I think 2-6 is a long way. Same for Mark. I think winning this week is crucial.
6, 7, 8, 9. They would have beaten 9 other teams in the division last week with that score. So they've got nothing to worry about. So
no. But it's you worry that you run into it again. It's you can't afford to run into it this week. You've got to get the win this week.
Yes, at least I'm not playing him, so he can get the win this week if he wants. So yes, I finally managed to break 3 figures. 101.38 against the Tartan Bears. 39.84. That was very nice of Joe, who was sitting at 4-2, was now 4-3, so I'm 1 game back from him. But yeah, it was a surprise. Obviously, it was his Gibbs turn to run all over the place this week, so that was quite nice. Geno Smith turned up and Metcalf had a nice good game, the catch. Eagles defense, pick a name up, was nice against the Giants with 8 sacks. I think 5 were against Jones and 4 were against the backup. Yeah, and obviously Jets getting minus 3 points certainly helped.
Every time it went to the Eagles on red zone, the Eagles Giants game on red zone, it was
a
for
fucking
a
sack. Yeah, I was watching the game live. There wasn't much else apart for that for the first quarter anyway. But yeah,
it was funny.
It was, oh god, it was fucking hilarious. Obviously, Robinson didn't get much because he was too busy watching his quarterback fall on his backside.
Picking Jones out the hole that he's just been thrown into.
Yeah, and if he's getting the ball, it's probably like 5 yards behind the line. But yeah. But no, bar Robinson instead of Shakir instead of Robinson, it's probably the best team could you pick. So it's nice to see them turn up, even with Pierce Strong only getting 1.5 points. Not the best one. I think I picked up Wilson for the Packers to play backup this week, so hopefully I'll get some points out of him. So I think I got Wilson. I'm not too sure actually. We'll find out in a minute. But yeah,
when you go back,
maybe a couple of weeks. I think week or two.
A couple of weeks, yeah. That's what I was thinking. It was going to be it was 6 to 8 weeks. They were saying, wasn't it? When he went on IR, they were saying it was going to be 6 to 8 weeks, but it was week 2, wasn't it? So it must be.
It was early on. It certainly buggered any plans I had for this league when that one went down because it was pretty.
Yeah,
I quite like my team till that went. So
that did hurt you, but you're 3-4 still, Johnny. And you're scoring 100 points without him. So it's that's the way to the playoffs is the path to the playoffs is open. You just need to be able to walk it.
Yeah, and obviously Tartan Bears.
One of those weeks for Joe, wasn't it? I mean, just none of them showed up. Stroud 1.34 and Green Bay,
5, Chandler 0.4,
Chandler nothing. Devontae's going to get better as he plays there, isn't he? Amon-Ra at least done something for him, but Yeah, and then the -3 for the Jets that you alluded to earlier. That's just one of those weeks, really, isn't it?
Yeah. But then look at his bench. He's got obviously Lazard. We might have dropped Lazard, I'm not sure. But he's got Swift, Aubrey, and the Bears defense. So I'm pretty. Don't know, would you
I
pick
get
the
why he
Bears
left.
defense or do you stick with the Jets?
I get why he left Aubrey on the bench and went with 2 kickers this week, because I wouldn't have dropped Aubrey either. He would have been picked up. So done well there, and he'll plug him back in, and I'm sure he's got someone in for Bates now. And yeah, I mean, Goddard should come back, and he's got Swift definitely coming back, and the Bears defense has done very well in fantasy points wise. So yeah, just shake it down, Joe, and move on to next week and see what that brings. But it was just an anomaly this week.
I know. Well, you lost to me, so that was an anomaly. So this week we've got the Madhouse teaming up against the boys are back in town. So hopefully Ross hasn't picked his team and Dallas get absolutely hammered because they're the team that probably score more points than anything else. Factor of sadness against the Gotham Badley Jets, so that's not one to come up against. Got the back should we trust against the Farts Flying Eagles. That'll be a good game. Batman's Boobies against the Varsity Blues. So hopefully, well, that should be another one for Grotty, but you never know. Tartan Bears are playing Show Me the Parker, so you'll be hoping that the Tartan Bears don't show up this week.
Well, that would be nice.
Scheme team against the Kirkwall Raiders, so that'll be a good game. Eskimo Brothers against the Hide and Zeke, so that'll be a good game as well, actually. And the Blue Toon Patriots against the Lebanon of Prayer. So
yeah, we've got a Peterhead Derby at the bottom. We've got Eskimo Brothers and Hide and Zeke, both really needing the win. You know, Eskimo Brothers at 2 and 5, and Hide and Zeke, they're 3 and 4, but really need to kind of get on that winning streak that the squad deserves, you know.
Projections are really
So,
marked by much, but the projection for this is 87.61 to 87.59. So you can't really get any closer.
I don't think the teams have been done yet, have they? It's Graham's still got Daniel sitting in, is he not?
Yeah, but he's dropped Harrison. He's put Cup in.
He's got. Well, he had to do that. He's playing tonight. He's playing tonight.
So,
I do believe that. I think he'll start Mahomes against Las Vegas over Daniels.
Well, yeah, against that
Chicago.
defense, you're probably better actually because Chicago defense has been pretty good.
Yeah, he's got cut back this week and he's plugged them straight in, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes. And Sean's going to need big showings from Allen. He's going to need Etienne back, and he's going to need a big showing from Drake London. He really is. Pickens too, you know, against the Giants defense, you've got to think that that's a chance for him to score well again. So Sean needs these guys to go. And Mostert, you know, if Tua is back this week, that's great for Mostert as well. So, you know, he's benched Harrison. I don't blame him. But he's got Komet down there on the bench as well. You know, is he going to play Hunter Henry over Komet? Who knows? But yeah, that's an important game for both.
Definitely.
And then you've got the Kirkwall Derby as well with Scheme Team and Kirkwall Raiders, 3 and 4, 4 and 3. Bigger game for in the two Allens, but bigger game for Scheme Team than it is for Kirkwall Raiders, I would say, given the fact that they're 3 and 4 and 4 and 3, respectively. But
but they had a good score last week. Well, he's got his sort. I don't know if Debo will be playing or not. You'd imagine.
Yeah, Debo's going. They'll need to do something with Debo if he's not playing, you know. But he's got Sutton there on the bench. I know he goose egg last week, but that was an anomaly, you would think, you know. And he's got the Bengals boy there as well. So yeah, big game there. And Allen will Kirkwall Raiders. They'll be delighted that if Tua's back, because obviously it makes Waddle relevant again, and he's got his Lamb back this week, so he'll be looking for better things this week after a loss.
The Chargers defense against New Orleans actually not a bad pickup as well. Actually, that could be a good one.
Yeah, well, very much so.
Spencer bloody Rattler
again. Yeah, I've actually popped him into starting a league, so
they might have Taysom Hill back. That makes a bit of a interesting. Even though they know what he's going to do, he still does it. It's just unreal, like that boy. But yeah, I think he's questionable. But yeah, so he's got Williams on suspension, so he's got him in the reserve spot. He's got Pop Douglas on the bench. But
Yeah, Williams in suspension, man, that's ridiculous, isn't it? It's one of those ones where he said, yeah, no, I didn't do it, I'm innocent, that's no right, okay, I'll see you in 2 weeks. I'll not challenge it.
I know.
Stop
And it wouldn't
it,
even have mattered, but he ended up with -points as well. Like, so maybe he was that bad on the drugs he didn't get any. So there we have got the farts flying Eagles against the. Oh, he's got 2 in. There you go. So he started his team.
Yeah, farts flying Eagles against him, but I mean it's a hard one for Dougie. Oh, he's got 2 in there. Yeah, it's a hard one for Dougie. It really is because I mean Graham's team is solid. It's so solid, and Doug's team's fine. But when you look at them, when you compare them, like Tua and Kyler Murray, 50-50, but you would rather have Barkley than Jacobs. You would rather have Cook than Brown. She would probably rather have Brown than Cooper, I guess, but Neighbours and McLaurin, 50-50. I would rather have Pitts than Ertz. I would rather have Hunt than Lockett. I would rather have Bass than Reichard. I would rather
Steelers over Colts. But yeah.
You would rather have every single one of Graham's team rather than the Steelers, and that's harsh for Doug's team because Doug's team's very good, but you just would rather have Graham's in most of the places. I'll be surprised if I tell you if Samuel isn't playing and Jennings is. Doug will need to find a place for him. He'll need to drop Lockett for Samuel Jennings. You can't leave Jennings on the bench if Ayuk's out and Samuel's out. You just can't do that.
No, not after the last time they played anyway. It's just, last time they had a mental game. Because I think Kittle's questionable as well, but he's been questionable all season, so it's hard to keep track of what's he's up against.
Do you know what the thing is? See, winning games like this, when you look at the other team and you think, yeah, shit, that's a strong team. Winning games like this gives you confidence moving forward, So I think it's a big week for Doug, and if he can get the win out of this, he will be exceedingly confident of making the playoffs and maybe making a run in them to boot.
Definitely. And who's Sean got again? Oh, he's got the Copenhagen Badley Jets. Who has
so I mean, it's with the greatest of respect to Mark, it's a bit of a gimme for Sean. When you if you look down the teams, what position would you take Mark's player over Sean's player? I mean, Bejan, and that's about it.
Robinson.
I'm not sure I would in those
matchups.
Against
the
I mean, Gonner, I will take Njoku over Kelsey all day long, especially given Njoku is going to be the number 1 target.
I'd probably even take Fairbairn over Butker because Fairbairn's been kicking some good bloody field goals. Texans against Indianapolis, probably. Chase definitely over Worthy. Pittman, maybe
There's
Wilson over Pittman because Pittman's a bit. So maybe Wilson over Pittman, and maybe Bijan over Jones, but probably not.
They've both got a quarterback problem in that. Pittman's quarterback can't throw the ball very well, and Wilson's quarterback clearly doesn't like him, and he's got his buddy back in town. So it's they're 50-50 to me. But it's a hard week for Mark, and at 2-5, he really needs to he needs to hope that they turn up. Rodgers and Wilson have a big game against New England, which is entirely possible because New England aren't very good. That Perrine maybe gets a few touches off a Hunt this week. That the Chiefs' offense finally shows up for this season and says, "Yeah, we are actually here." These are the things that Mark needs to happen. He needs Dotson to get. I mean, he'll be putting in McMillan and Pearsall, you would think. He maybe even put in Orton, but he needs to find a way to beat Sean this week. If he's
you can't play bloody Dotson anyway, for God's sake, man. He's just.
He's not done his team yet. It's the same as last week, but it's if Mark's got any thoughts of winning the title this year or even making the playoffs, I think he has to find a way to beat Sean this week.
Somebody's got to beat Sean, or it's just going to be a runaway. Who else have we got? Oh, you're up against the Tartan Bears. So, he picked his team. Well, he's got Goddard back, and I think he's set his team. He's got Aubrey back. Well, he played Aubrey last week anyway, but the Jets against New England actually could be a good one. Adams might get better. But New England's defense is funny, sometimes they get ripped, sometimes they're actually quite good. So it depends if they can get to Rodgers.
Favourite, Joe's favourite to win the game, and probably
I saw
rightly
that.
so. Again, if you look down them, Stroud and Goff, okay, 50-50, but you'd rather have Montgomery over Stevenson,
Yeah,
Swift and Achan, the way they're playing right now, 50-50. You'd rather have Adams and Mooney. You'd rather have St Brown and Thomas. You'd rather have Goddard and Kraft. I mean, I would rather have Taylor and Kirk, obviously, if Taylor's playing.
yeah.
Taylor's not playing again, then I've got to plug Sermon in there or something. I will, and I do think that Hopkins leaving is going to help Ridley. So that's why he's still sitting on the bench, because I have hopes that he's going to finish the season better. I've got high hopes of that. So, I mean, I do think it's kind of Joe
It's
is
going to be a
rightly
close one.
favourite. I do think it's a very close game. I think it's a tight game. It's going to be a 50-50 game. I think it will go to the wire. So I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to the weekend, and really hoping that I can get the win out of it. Because again, like I said, for Doug's one, when you win a game like this, it breeds confidence, and you start to get confidence in your team a wee bit more, and you stop second guessing yourself for the players that you're playing. You stop thinking, oh, should I maybe roll the dice with this guy or roll the dice with that guy? That inevitably it all goes wrong. When your
So,
players are playing well and the team picks itself, that's when fantasy football's easy. And
so you're
that's
basically going.
that happens.
You're going to need you're going to probably need about a 25-point lead by midnight on Sunday or Monday morning, because
Is
there's
that
only
you
one
got
player
one
left, and
play?
it's fucking Aubrey left, the kicker. And he could
Is that?
easily score 20 odd fucking points. I think they're all playing
Yeah.
on Sunday, but the only game is Monday night or Monday morning football.
So it is, yeah.
And it's bloody Aubrey, the kicker as well, who can bloody kick for fun.
Yeah, so I'll need
So,
I'll
yeah,
need at least
you
30
need a
points.
good lead before, yeah. At least it's at midnight, so it's not too late to watch it, but you'll be going to bed because you'll be working, but I'll be
Oh,
watching it.
I'm in my bed, yeah. There's no way I'll be watching it. But
So,
yeah, I'm
yeah.
looking forward to it. As I said, I'm hoping that I can get the win out of it.
So who else have we got still to look at? We've done hide and seek. But we've not done the Peterhead Derby. So Lebanon a
Yeah,
prayer. Quite
I'll
heavy
be there.
favourites here. Let's see, you've got to enjoy Mason until he comes. He's got the Vikings defence tonight against the Rams. They've been quite good, but if he's got
I've been
Nakua back and he's got Cut back and you've got Williams playing, that's good. I'm actually staying up to watch it, even though I'm working them, because I think it'll be a good game.
It
Plus the
should
fact
be
they've
a
got
good
Cup
game,
in the
to be
Orkney
fair.
Bowl, so
It should be a good, and the Vikings have been good to watch this year, to be fair to them. They've been quite explosive. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to try and stay up to watch it, but chances are slim. I'm getting up to take Carol to work, and then I'm going to my mum's tomorrow. So, we'll see. But I'll try.
I'm working
But
tomorrow and then chat. It'll be fun.
it's I mean, Michael's team's solid, so Chris will be not exactly looking forward to running into him this week, especially after losing last week with a decent score. He's lost Godwin. He's, it's Mason's got a wee bit of a
Well,
question mark on him, but I don't think that's anything serious. But
yeah,
it is a kind of
a
50-50
good
game
team, isn't
again,
it?
with Michael being the favourite. And if Tua comes back and is Tua again straight away, Hill has a big game. It's I don't see I see that as being a big difference maker in this game.
Well, you got the thing where obviously Jefferson was in the press the other on the week saying he was getting fed up with just having 90 points, like 90 yards a game. It's just a game he goes off on one and gets a massive one, a couple of touchdowns to kick the week off well. And the Vikings maybe gets a touchdown and a few sacks. Because he will get to
I mean,
Stafford, but he's not the fastest bloody quarterback. And if he gets himself a good enough lead tonight, he'll be licking his lips come the thing. But then you've got to be
that's it.
hoping. So
He
it's
has. I mean, he's got a good opportunity to get off to a good start tonight, especially with being Jefferson, the
yeah.
number one wide receiver in the game. So, as you say, if he can knock in a couple of touchdowns and get the 20-25 points, you've got that lead going into the weekend. It's a comfortable place to be, and Michael's chasing from the get go, but he's got the players there to chase it, is the thing. So, it'll be a
Well,
tight game. You would think if Jefferson has a bad game tonight, though, and the Vikings
it's
don't
basically over.
do
Yeah.
anything, it's a long way back for Chris.
It is, but then he would only be 4-4, so you'd still be sitting at a 50-50 record, which is good.
Oh no, I just mean for the game. I just mean for the game,
yeah.
as in coming into Sunday. Because when you look at Michael's team, there's no holes in it. There's no every single one of those players is capable of scoring 20 points, apart from the defense. Okay,
Well, the
even
Browns
the
defense
kicker.
the Browns defense is capable of being about -5 points the way Baltimore's been playing lately. Because you just
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Jackson's obviously how he's got the way he's playing. He's definitely the MVP favorite by a long way. Because he's just like I'm not the biggest fan of him, but he's just playing out this bloody level again. He's just been
I'll
scary.
tell you what, though, as well. They're doing it under the radar because all the chats on the Browns and their stupid quarterback situation, and that's all everyone's talking about. And the Ravens are just tickling along. I'll just go and win my game by 40 points on the board week in, week out, And it's can we start putting some attention on that, please? Because attention equals sphincters going a little bit harder.
See, this is my bold prediction would have been for the Pez in Portugal that Jameis Winston throws for 400 yards, 3 touchdowns and 6 interceptions.
4 interceptions.
Twice as many interceptions as touchdowns, and 2 of them for pick sixes. That'd be a Jameis Wilson game, but we should entertaining to watch.
That's what he does. Exactly, and against Baltimore, who are very entertaining to watch. That could be actually with Winston at quarterback for them. That could be a good game to watch.
It could be. I think the Giants would be getting beat at that point.
Njoku owners as well, and see if where I've got Tillman, I'm going to plug him in this week. See where I've got Elijah Moore, I'm going to plug him in this week because that's what Winston does. He throws for 400 yards and 6 interceptions. It's what he does. So these receivers are all
Baltimore have been. It's a run they're really good against. They have been beaten in the air a few times if the quarterback can get the ball out. But like I say, Winston will bomb it. So.
Winston will get the ball out easy, it's just where it goes. It's a question. It will go to somebody as well. That's the thing. It will go to somebody. It just depends what colour of jersey he's wearing.
I know that's what you love about Winston, though. Okay? I mean, it's entertaining to watch. But yeah, no, it all depends on if they have a good start tonight. That'll be very interesting.
It'll be a big game, but he does need to start tonight. I would say that Chris needs to start tonight to be involved at the weekend in that game,
Oh, Batman's boobies. Ooh, Batman's boobies predicted to win this game. How the hell? What Ray's changed his team?
He's got his Bears back. He's getting Nakur's plugged in there with the points and the projected as well. So yeah, I mean, he's given away a couple of decent pieces. He's still got a lot of players there that are capable of scoring. I mean, this is a proper 50-50. And it's if Grote can win this game and go 4-4, he will start to regret making that trade, I think. But he's got every chance of doing so. And at 4-4, you're right in the hunt for the playoffs. And Batman's boobies, this is one of those ones where it's a very, very winnable game, and he would love to get the win and go 5-3. But if he doesn't, he's still 4-4, and it's still so. It's a kind of free hit for Ray. Go and get yourself 5-3, and then it puts you, like a kind of 80% chance of the playoffs. If you go 4-4, you're a 50% chance. You're halfway there. But if you can get that 5-3, you're at an 80% chance of getting in. You only need 3 more wins in the last 6 weeks. So you only need to win 50% of the games. But if you lose it, you don't lose any sleep.
It's just running back. So I mean, yeah. Like I say, Johnson will get his touches around the goal line, but Trey Benson, man. But then he's probably slightly better than Miles Sanders, to be honest. And he gets on the field. So he's only got 3
Sanders gets on the field. Benson didn't
do much
see the
when he
field
gets on there.
No, I know, but Benson didn't see the field at all last week. He literally did not cross the lines, and that seems to be the way. It's the Mercado that's coming in, to take to give Connor a wee break. But I would play Sanders over Benson, to be honest. But I would be sniffing about agency and Shearers said in there. But he's going to get McCaffrey back, and once he gets McCaffrey back, that's a different team entirely. Now he's got Puka back too.
I was about to say I'm glad I played him, but he beat me, so I'm not really that glad I played him before now. But yeah, I got him in his. How the fuck did you win that game? So yeah, there's going to be like, he's changed his team. But Oh no, they're just all back. Oh, he has changed his team. He's got Leggett in.
Well, he has. He's got Leggett in.
Yeah. Yeah, working wanker Ross, man. Jesus, man.
Is Spears going to be playing this week?
I think so.
I picked Spears up in Orkney Bowl. Doug dropped him.
Did you? Right. But he's got Warren if he doesn't play. So
Yeah, so he's got. I mean, you will be favourite, Johnny. He's own, yeah, Chris is, Ross is own 7 for a reason, you know. But
yeah,
is
not picking your
Alaphilippe
team for
playing
2
this
weeks
week?
doesn't help. But well,
Yeah, I
he's
mean,
questionable. Obviously. But then I've got the problem with Metcalf. He's questionable. I don't know if he's playing this week because he got a bit of a sore one last week. So,
I
but
think
I've
he's going to be
got.
okay. I think they say he's going to be okay.
I
What
picked
have you
up
got on the
Franklin
bench
just in
for him, though?
place. So I was going to play
Troy
Franklin if I didn't.
Franklin's.
So
I can see him getting better and better as this season goes on. Now, you know, I think.
yeah,
Remember, Nix is his college
yeah,
quarterback as well, so I see that going quite well as the season goes on. I think Franklin's a great pickup, I have to say. But yeah, I mean, for Ross, if he gets Olave back, if he gets Spears back, all of a sudden, his team's there and he has got a shout. He's definitely got a shout. But
yeah.
you would be disappointed to lose this one. What have you get McLaughlin in for?
Well, I should
So,
have picked up and said you Spears strong. Ford might not be playing, plus it's against Baltimore.
you had
That's
Pierce
no.
brought in there
Yeah,
last week. That's right, because Pacheco's on IR. Yeah, that's where your
yeah.
problem
So,
lies. That's
but
right. So
I picked up
it's the
McLaughlin. So,
McLaughlin dice this week.
but he gets some touches. So we'll see how he gets on. But better than no points.
Yeah, that's it. Just with the game Williams had last week, I would be worried about it. But they are the type of team that will switch him about from, it'll be one week, one the next week. So it might be the way to go, It might be
Yeah.
McLaughlin's week this week.
Well, that could
And
be
they
the
are
same for
playing
Dibso. So
Carolina, aren't they?
yeah, they're playing Carolina. So we'll see
So
how we
yeah,
get on. But yeah,
that's a good
I've got the
pickup.
Lions against Tennessee defense. I picked up the Lions
Yeah.
defense, so they're still pretty good even without Hutchinson. So
Yeah, but
yeah.
you've got Rudolph thrown at you again. So yeah, that's a good pickup as well. That makes sense.
But then I just hope Purdy doesn't keep throwing the ball at the Cowboys defense. It gives me a chance because this would be the game that they score like 25 points. Pretty sure when the last time I played Ross last year, the Cowboys defense scored like 25 or 30 points.
Well, you know that Turpy loves an interception, so
yeah. Not almost as much as what do you call it, Jordan Love in the first quarter.
listen.
But he makes up for it because he throws like 5 bloody touchdowns as well, though, so it helps. So.
Johnny, I would rather he threw it in the first quarter and had plenty of time to redeem himself, which he does, than throw up when you need a touchdown to win the game at the last freaking minute of the game and you throw you throw the interception. I'd rather have it when my guy's doing it. Thank you all the same.
I'm just hoping that Philadelphia just run the ball like fuck again and let Barkley get his record yards in a game this week. So Hearts don't have to throw it much and no bloody goal line touchdowns like he did last week.
But yeah, I mean, you must be when you're coming up against an 0-7 team, you got to be caught. You got to be, it's and at 3-4, get yourself to 4-4, and it's game on. So yeah, I mean, it's also so tight. Certainly the playoff hunt's very tight. There's a couple of divisions that teams have got opened up a little bit. The Factory of Sadness opening up in our division being one of them, and I think your division, Michael's opened up a little bit.
Yeah, he's got
he's got
a 2-game lead. Yeah.
2-game lead as well. So 2-game leads, and then Fart's leading obviously in the East. He's 5-2, but he does have Tartan Bears and Batman's Boobies breathing down his neck at 4-3. And the very, very, very tight South with Kirkwall Raiders, Bluetown Patriots, and Hide and Seek 4-3, 4-3, and 3-4.
Yeah.
That's open. Any one of those three could win that division. There's not one of them. I would say Graham's been unlucky to only be 3-4, but the other two are kind of unlucky to be 4-3 as well. And playing against each other's been a problem. And then our one, Sean's going to win it easy. It's just a case of which one of Doug or myself are going to hang on to his coattails and maybe sneak into the playoffs as well, or can we both? Can Groty get back in?
Can. Well, Groty's only one game back from the playoffs,
Yeah,
so he
that's
can
what I'm
do.
saying. It's
like I say, this lot are going to play each other game. Is it this one? This one. So that'll be. But then you'd all got to play each other too, so you'd have to win before you get to the division.
I mean, it's wide open, Johnny. As I say, the 2 and 5s aren't out of it, far from it. I would just say that, 2 and 6, it's a lot. I don't know what the percentage would be, but I can't imagine it would be very high for a team 2 and 6 making the playoffs. You're then needing to win 6 of the last 6 games. So I would say that it's kind of 2 and 6. It's forlorn. So I do think the 2 and 5s need to win this week. But if they do win this week, then they are not out of the chase, and everybody else is right in the middle of it.
Oh, these are the Bluetooth Patriots picked up Port's favourite team, Kennedy Miller.
I get why, because Kamara has been hurt this week. He's got a couple of niggling injuries. I think he's got a broken hand and a broken rib or something.
Kamara's had a broken rib for about 3 weeks. So
yeah, he's toughing it out. Is that Zeke on
yeah, Zeke.
Zeke on the agency?
Mercado,
I'll tell you what, if Ray should be in this agency right now, picking up someone to play over Benson. There's just Benson is not even seeing the field.
No.
At least Ty Johnson's getting a few touches. Even Oboga, blah blah blah. He's getting touches. He's getting touches, even though Mixon's back. He got a few touches. Zeke's getting the touches, and he's, Zeke could get a touch. He could run one in. He could get a 1-yard touchdown, no problem whatsoever.
He could get use check. Use check just scored really bad the last couple of weeks, so you can put him in just for the hell of it, better than Benson.
The Ernest Johnson, Zamir White, guys that might bust one out, that have got capability of busting one out and will get a couple of touches. There are so many options there that going with get Gainwell, yep, definitely. Going with Benson seems crazy to me when the guy didn't even see the field last week. But who am I to talk, Johnny? What do I know?
I know nothing. That's why I'm sitting at 2 and 4 or 3 and 4. Going to lose a team that's 0 and 7.
I love your pessimism. I love your
sometimes I hate fantasy football sometimes. Because in the fact I've run the bloody Omniball, just does my head in.
I hate fantasy football all the time, and I mean all the time. But I can't stop playing it. The same as I hate smoking, but I can't stop smoking. You know what I mean? I just can't stop playing it. It's an addiction. It's a religion.
Thing is, though, like games I've thought I was going to win this year, I've lost. 2 of the games I've won this year, I thought I was going to lose. Like last week, that was a crazy one. And then when I beat, was it Alan? We came from nowhere. Like, how the hell did I win that game? You know what I mean? That's what fantasy football is.
The scoring's been crazy this year as well, and there's been some funky scoring and some funky players getting points, and some top players not getting points. More to the point, the touchdowns are at an all-time low, I think. So the scoring has been lower this year than it was last year, the year before, etc. So I can see that picking up as well. Well, I think it'll normalise as the season goes on as well. It usually does, So I mean, the season really starts about now. You've got yourself a position, but you win nothing in the first half of the season. You can only lose it in the first half of the season.
Yeah, that's a nice cheery thought to end the week on. But yeah, so good luck to everybody playing this week. Apart from Doug. And we'll see you next Thursday. So yeah,
and don't forget, folks, the clocks go back this week, so it's 5 o'clock for the kickoffs, not 6 o'clock. Do not miss, and don't miss your teams.
And remember, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, because they're now both on Apple. The podcast will be on both, and I've actually got Sunday off, so I can actually watch the games from the start. Took the day off especially, so good luck, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Yeah, 5 o'clock.
Good night, all.